Greetings, precious souls. I'm Jason, your lighthouse. I started a series on sanctified sexuality, and we delved deep into the concept of what sanctified sexuality is. And one of the core statements I made is that the world is starved not of sex, but of sanctified sex. And we looked at different dimensions of what sexual and sanctified sexuality is. Today, I will be treating a very important topic, and that is rejection, sexual rejection. What is sexual rejection, and how does sexual rejection affect men? Now, sex is beautiful when it is in the confine of a committed, devoted, loving relationship. Sex in marriage is a big challenge, and today we find out that most 80% of marital issues springs from the fact that the man does not give me enough sex, the woman does not give me enough sex. When I need sex, she refuses me. When I need sex, he refuses me. And that brings the phenomenon of side chicks. When a man goes out of his matrimonial home because his wife is not giving him enough sex when he wants it, in the night when he's aroused, like he wants to have sex, and he goes to his wife and she said, "No, I don't want it. I'm not ready for it. No, this is the wrong time and I don't want it." Or perhaps in relationship where there is financial issues, where perhaps the woman is not satisfied because the man is not providing for the home, and sometimes women says, "No, I don't want sex because I'm not happy, because you're not making me happy, because you're not providing for the home, because of this, because of that, I'm tired, I've been the one providing for the home, you don't care about me, you don't show me love, and why should you want sex?" How do you handle rejection when you're already aroused as a man? You know what I'm talking about, and you're ready, let's go, baby, and she says, "No, I'm not ready." How do you feel? How do you handle this rejection? Today, I'll be taking you through what rejection is to a man, what sexual rejection is to a man. God bless you as you watch and listen. Sexual rejection for men can feel like a wound to pride, identity, or even masculinity. But when viewed from a spiritual insight, it becomes both a mirror and a mentor. Wow, let's go deep. The advantages of sexual rejection for men. Number one, to reconnect with yourself. When at that moment you feel rejected, wow, all hell is loose. You feel so angry. Why would she reject me? I am her husband. Her body is mine. Whenever I want it, she should give it to me. I paid for her bride price. Can you imagine? And she's refusing me what belongs to me. That could result to a lot of quarrels, or perhaps sometimes physical battle between the man and the wife, or verbal abuse or verbal battle between the man and the wife. This can go on and on, but I've got good news for you. When you're rejected sexually, there is an advantage for you as a man. You can turn it into your advantage. Number one, when you're rejected sexually, It is time for you to reconnect with yourself. Reconnection with self-worth. Sexual rejection will teach you to separate your value from your sexual validation. You begin to root your worth in your essence, not your validation. You begin to grow your worth in your essence rather than your validation, sexual validation. Well, number 2, emotional maturity. When you are rejected sexually by your partner, it calls for you to grow emotionally, to be mature. You learn to navigate rejection without resentment. It refines your ability to express needs, pain, and boundaries with emotional intelligence. That's what sexual rejection can do. It creates deeper empathy experiences. Shows that experiencing no firsthand cultivates respect for others' boundary. You need to learn to cultivate respect for your partner's boundary. If she says no, you should respect her boundary. Perhaps that's the wrong timing. You become more sensitive to energetic readiness, not just physical willingness. Become sensitive, build your sensitivity more to energetic readiness rather than physical willingness. There's a sexual energy and you must be attuned to that sexual energy. When you're attuned to that sexual energy, you know when the time is right. You know when your wife is ready for sex. And when she says no, you should not be angry. Perhaps you should be sensitive. When there's a sexual energy right for you to explore. Soul refinement. When your wife says no, it is time for you to refine your soul. It calls for soul refinement. Desires becomes a teacher rather than a tyrant. When you're filled with sexual desire and you want to satisfy that sexual desire and you find a brick wall before you, it feels like let all hell get loose. You must satisfy that desire and you become a tyrant, or perhaps you force your way through, and that could be rape. And in a loving relationship, rape is not permitted. You cannot have sex forcefully. You cannot demand sex forcefully from your partner. No, it calls for you to refine your soul and to be aware that your desire is a teacher rather than a tyrant. You are invited into sacred celibacy, redirection of your energy or divine timing. You should learn to redirect your energy. You should learn to be sensitive to divine timing when it is right for you to have sex. Clarity of connection. When you're rejected sexually, you begin to develop clarity of connection. Rejection often reveals misalignment, emotional, spiritual, or energetic. It protects you from surface level union and prepares you for deeper love. You learn how to connect. When you are rejected, can you still be connected emotionally, spiritually, rejection, there's a positive side of sexual rejection. And all that I've mentioned here today tells you the advantages of sexual rejection. So when your wife rejects you sexually, perhaps that is the time to go deep, to align your spirit. That is the time for you to begin to build your soul, refine your soul, and know that rejection is not denial, but it helps you to build your essence. It helps you to build your emotion. It helps you to build a deeper empathy. It helps you to go deep, to know who you are, to appreciate yourself as a man. And perhaps during times of sexual rejection, when I got married and sometimes I'm moved, desire is flowing and I want to have sex with my wife, and that is the time she says, no, I'm not ready, I don't want it, it's not the right time. Or perhaps, oh no, I'm so tired. Those times I get so offended. It really dealt with me emotionally, and sometimes we go into verbal altercations, and perhaps sometimes I become cold in the day and she gets so mad at me sometimes and say things and we end up quarreling. Those years have passed, but when I began to build myself and I realized that I can turn this rejection to my advantage, I begin to go deeper. And now sometimes when she says no, I retire, and these are times when I engage myself in studying, in praying, in reading the word. And these are times when my inner self begin to get inspiration and revelations. And let me tell you the truth. One of the times I got rejected sexually gave birth to what I'm teaching you today. And I pray that this is going to be a blessing to you as men listening to me today. You can turn your sexual rejection into an advantage that will build your life and make you a more committed, devoted, loving husband. I will share with you next the disadvantage of sexual rejection and how it affects men.